Hello, everyone. Welcome to Conscious Creator channel. My name is Jason Cabalce. In this channel, we are going to talk about law of attraction. Most of my law of attraction knowledge comes from the teachings of Neville Goddard. I have discovered about his teaching around 10 years ago. In today's video, I'm going to talk about how to use our consciousness to stop worrying and create a happy life. First of all, what is consciousness? What you are feeling right now, or what you are thinking right now, that is consciousness. What you are aware of, that is consciousness. You are aware of yourself, your whole being. You are aware of your situation. That is consciousness. We are conscious all the time. Now, the law of attraction tells us that what we are thinking or conscious of all the time will cause that thought that we are conscious of to manifest, which means it will become a reality. You will see it happens directly or indirectly in your life. For example, if you are thinking and conscious about violence all the time because you watch the news about it, about crime or anything related, it will manifest more. It will become a reality. As a result, you will see more news about it from televisions, from friends, from people around you, your neighborhood, or the very thing happens to you or the people around you. This goes the same thing with everything that we are thinking or conscious of. And that includes worry. If you worry and conscious of worrying, which means you worry a lot. In other words, you are aware of worrying almost every time. Repetitively. This will cause the very thing that made you worry to happen, to manifest, became reality sooner or later. So, how do we stop worrying. How do we create a worry-free reality? First of all, we have to understand why we worry. Why do you worry? When we worry, we imagine something that might hurt us, whether physically or emotionally, which means we are conscious of it by thinking about it, feeling it repetitively. It might be any kind of situation. Well, it doesn't matter. As long as we are conscious of imagining what the outcome would be, that is a negative outcome, which means the imagined assumed outcome would not go in favor with us. In other words, we imagine as though the outcome is not in our favor based upon other factors and causes that we assume in our thoughts even though it hasn't happened yet. We created all this assumption based on our own belief system because we assume it to be true based upon our own experiences in life. When we imagine something that is about to happen, even though it hasn't happened yet, but if we imagine it by assuming it to happen like that, based upon our own belief that we think is true, then it will happen exactly as what we believe. This is because we are conscious of that idea and repetitively thinking about it, which then makes us to worry. When we worry, we are not putting our trust in hope, which represents the positive assumption of our belief, but rather we are giving power to the negative assumption, which means by believing more to the negative outcome to become reality. So, how do we train our mind? How do we train our belief to imagine the best possible assumption that represents positive imagination and the power of hope? How? To overcome worry, we must let go our former beliefs. Whatever in our mind, that is our consciousness, any ideas, any possible causes or circumstances, anything that gives reasons that could tell us possible negative outcomes. We must let go or leave it behind. How do we do that? By focusing on hope. Focusing on the bright side. By assuming any best possible outcome. Any best possible outcome that could happen. This will surely eliminate worry in our lives. This proves that it is simply doing the opposite. If we can do this negatively by assuming unwanted outcome, why can't we do it positively by assuming a good desired outcome? Most of us are so shaped by negativity mindset rather than the hope mindset. This is why we should train our imagination, that is, our consciousness, to always imagine the desired outcome. We should not think or imagine about any negative possible cause that will support the undesired outcome. Here is an example. If you are worried because you have to pay the rent next week and you still don't have the money to do so, what would you do? Do you keep worrying? Do you imagine not having the money? Do you imagine not having the money because you haven't been paid yet? Do you imagine being thrown out and living a miserable life? Do you imagine all the possible reasons why you will not be able to pay rent? Or do you imagine receiving money to be able to pay rent? Or do you imagine the feeling of relief being able to pay the rent? Or do you imagine the owner saying thank you to you with a smile after you paid the rent? Or do you imagine how good it is, how good the feeling to receive income so that you can pay rent? From this example, we can either be conscious by focusing worry and imagining negatively, or we can choose hope by imagining all the possible desired outcome that can happen in reality. The one that which we are conscious of all the time will surely become our reality. I hope that in this episode it will guide all of you to become better in managing and manifesting your consciousness and become a conscious creator. My name is Jason Cabalce. If you have any questions regarding law of attraction and Neville Goddard, you can email me or leave a comment below, and I'll try to answer them, and maybe in the next video. I will try to answer them in the next video. Thank you for your time and your support, and I see you in the next video. Bye.